Oh, of course. It didn't go live. All right, we're going to do this again. There it is. Hi, YouTube. For some reason, it didn't go live when I said for it to. So you missed my fun little intro about Pop Thumb Jack and his poop hole. But hey, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, we're going to let you guys know that we're going to be on here for about an hour. And like always, new tech.
Yeah, and we are going to, well, we've been receiving a lot of problems with our past catalog of older stuff that is private.
Yeah.
YouTube's going through there, and they're age restricting almost all of it. So it's just a matter of time before we move all of the old stuff. We're going to probably move it under locals.
Yep. We are on borrowed time, my friend.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're going to have to do some stuff. It's not us.
It's not us.
It's just we're just adapting to the times.
This is the definition of having your hand forced.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, it is, but we're still doing the live streams and everything.
Absolutely.
And the way it'll work is we'll probably do the live stream on YouTube, and when it's done, we will take it down, and then the only thing that will be re-uploaded to YouTube after the fact will be the snippets and the important parts.
The bits.
The bits.
Yeah, it's like we're going full Crowder over here. But hey, apparently that's, what did somebody say? That because he's in surgery now, let the age of pop begin.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, he's pretty funny guy. He's a lot better on stage than I am. I'm just not as polished as he is in regards to the stand-up thing.
Well, not everybody can be George Carlin. So
nope.
It is what it is.
Well,
I'm not saying he's as good as George Carlin. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't even think I could do George Carlin.
George Carlin was one of a kind.
He was definitely polished.
Yeah. So G Ski says YouTube age restricts videos. Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're age restricting our content because of yoga pants. But yeah, you can look up naked yoga, and because there's chicks in there, you can't censor them, so that's all just fine. Kids can watch that. Not a big deal.
Yep.
Wah, wah, wah. Red bastards.
Bastards.
Shall we start with our first one here?
We should.
Oh, this is so
Oh, you're going to love this.
CNN once again refusing to do basic journalism and fact-checking shit before running interference for a single mama this time.
Yes.
She's not the mother. CNN corrects story after raising $230,000 for a woman. Dasha Kelly, who claimed that she and her 3 daughters were facing eviction. The story was framed to support the federal eviction moratorium, which we all know is unconstitutional. They promoted a story of a mom of 3 young children who was nervous about being evicted. The liberal network even pushed a GoFundMe to help her cover the rent, but it turns out that she wasn't even their mother.
Yeah, it doesn't get any clear cut than this.
Yep. CNN reporter Nick Watt caught up with Dasha Kelly last week for a story on the recent eviction moratorium lapse. He referred to the 3 children as her little girls and noted they could all end up on the street, as CNN's on-screen cryon said, "Mom braces for eviction." Watt explained that Kelly lost her job because of the coronavirus pandemic and can no longer afford child care, and her little girls were shown during the segment. Oh yeah, I'm sure she just worked as a casino dealer in Vegas. I'm sure there was no sex in the champagne room.
No, there never is.
Of course. So this is what's happening here. As it turns out, she's not the mother. The 3 children, these children are cared for by their mother, Shadia Hilo or Hilo, and father, David Allison. And David Allison is dating Dasha Kelly. So there is a single mom in the picture. She just ain't it.
She's just a babysitter?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, do they really think they're ever going to get away with shit like this?
Yep. GoFundMe has put a freeze on the account and will stay on hold until they verify her information. CNN seemingly stealth-corrected parts of the story as well, and they were caught by YouTuber Viva Frey. Hey, CNN, could you explain the update In your original story of the mother of three who you helped raise $200,000, I highlighted some sections where I think you made some changes. And he's tagging Kim Berriman, Nick Watt, and Brian Stelter. Will you cover this update on reliable sources?
Yeah, I mean, how many? This happens all the time.
Oh, that they did. They corrected this here in the opening. They now say that Kelly was in her apartment with her boyfriend's 3 daughters.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, so stunning and brave.
I'm sorry.
Never wasting a good political opportunity, right?
Well, the thing is this happens all the time with like mothers saying their kids have cancer
Oh yeah.
and all kinds of other tearjerker things.
Pity me.
And like these women get away with it. She's probably going to get a slap on the wrist. This is obviously fraud.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, this is
Big
like
time
internet fraud. You should.
Aided and abetted by the most trusted name in
Correct.
news.
Yeah.
If you're an idiot.
Well, first of all, I don't believe anything the Communist News Network says anymore. So.
Oh hell no.
No, mainstream media is dead to me. Even Fox News can pound sand.
Oh, amen to that. Shit. What cracks me up is that like somebody like Brian Stelter can make a better living than you and me, and 90% of his job is justifying why he has a job.
Yeah, and he looks in the camera, and he lies to America every day.
Yeah.
Every single day.
That fat, totally straight potato.
Mm-hmm. I personally don't care if he's gay or not.
I
he's
don't care.
just a bold-faced liar,
Oh, absolutely.
and he has no dignity or self-respect.
I mean, why put stock in dignity and self-respect when you can just get paid a bunch of money to lie your ass off to people?
Well, I mean, obviously, he has sold out, and he's been bought and paid for, and it is more than evident every single day when he is in front of millions of people running his cock holster.
Well, he might be. Millions of people might have the potential to watch him do that, but they don't.
Yeah. He's been losing some subscribers, hasn't he?
Oh man, he's lost like 72% of his viewer base. Those people jumped ship faster than the first white bitches off the Titanic.
Oh my Lord, that's brutal.
Speaking of jumping ship, go
Here
ahead.
we go.
I know you want to read this one because it makes you feel so good.
Chicago cops turned backs on Mayor Lori Lightfoot after fatal police shooting.
Yeah, her given name is Lori Lightfoot. You know her best as Gollum.
No, this happens all the time in the military.
Oh yeah.
In fact, when my unit, when they were returned back, I believe it was Michigan, and there was this big, everyone come to Jesus meeting, and the commander's up there telling all the people about all the shit that the unit did.
Yeah.
Over half of them, about 70% of them, did an about face and turned their back on the commander.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
It's what you call nonviolent protest right there.
Well, yeah, and like these guys literally were deployed to Iraq in 2004. It was Wild West back then. I had platoons do thousands of combat missions, and they got like an ARCOM, which is like it's like a nothing medal. It's a nothing burger medal.
Oh, okay.
You could hear them ripping them off their chests and throwing them on the floor.
Oh.
Like when the men, after the formation, the men walked off, there was probably about 70, 80 ARCOMs and AMs on the ground. They just left them there.
Damn.
Yeah. So this turn your back on the commander thing. It has a basis in fact, and it happens all the time.
Yep. And this is the cop who died, Ella French, who had just returned from maternity leave. and is the first cop killed since Lori Lightfoot became mayor in 2019. That honestly shocks me to no end. And she was one of, I want to say, 70 or 80 shootings over the weekend and one of about a dozen fatalities.
Yeah. So, what are the circumstances behind this? Was she on a call? Was
let's
she
check it out here.
ambushed?
Let's see here. Chicago police officers turned their backs on Mayor Lori Lightfoot when she visited a hospital after 2 of their colleagues were shot, one fatally, and a former cop has blasted progressive politics for the death. Officer Ella French, 29, is the first Windy City cop killed since Lightfoot became mayor in 2019, but the city's officers have faced a surge of gunfire in the past 2 years. No.
You know,
I wonder why.
I got an old Ranger buddy of mine who works for the Chicago PD. I should try to ask him and see if I can pick his brain.
Talk to him for sure. French and her partner were hit by gunfire on the city's south side on Saturday after pulling a car over for expired plates. Emonte Morgan, 21, and his brother Eric Morgan, 22, both convicted felons, have been charged in the brazen attack. Oh, so what you're saying is that in a city that touts itself as being like a haven of gun control, 2 convicted felons managed to get their hands on an illegal firearm and use it to shoot a cop. Actually, shoot 2 cops and kill one of them.
Yep.
And, of course, what's Lori Lightfoot's answer? Blaming guns and, of course, more gun control.
This woman is, I mean, I'm going to be honest, she's beyond a failure.
She is...
We've gone beyond incompetent.
No, she's evil at this point.
I mean, I really think she wanted it this way.
Oh, I have no doubt. Because when you push people to the point where they feel unsafe in their own homes, one of their first instincts is to look for help to a higher power. And in this case, of course, that would be the government to come in and save them, even though it's government policies that led directly to these tragedies and tyranny and violence in the first place.
Yeah.
Makes all the sense in the world.
I have no idea why people still want to live in that city. That New York, in L.A., Seattle, Portland, fuck them.
Yep.
Minnesota.
Yeah, go to Texas, where they actually hold their lawmakers accountable.
Well.
Segue. Well,
there we go.
Eventually, I'm hoping that they actually get held accountable.
To be honest with you, it's going to turn into a glorified slap on the wrist.
I would rather them go to prison, go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yeah,
especially because it's my money.
I would love to see everyone on that plane right there. 6 months of hard labor.
Yep. Some slacktivist armchair warrior judge decided that that the governor couldn't prosecute and arrest these people when they come back, even though dereliction of duty is a crime.
Yep.
But the Supreme Court wandered in there with the paddle wag from Dazed and Confused and decided to wax that ass.
Well, let's clarify. It is the Texas Supreme Court.
Supreme Court.
It is not the U.S.
They can
Supreme
read it.
Court.
It's up there.
The U.S. Supreme Court are traitors.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw that out there. That's my opinion.
Yes, they
And
are.
I got this opinion from their actions, their words, and their deeds.
Amen to that.
Okay.
The Texas Supreme Court on Tuesday ruled that the AWOL Democrats can indeed be arrested. State District Judge Brad Urethra, because I'm not going to try to pronounce that correctly, a Democrat, signed an order Sunday night temporarily blocking the arrest of AWOL Texas Democrat lawmakers who fled the state to block the GOP's voting bills, which didn't work. They passed anyway. In mid-July, at least 58 Democrat members of the state of House Representatives fled Texas and headed to Washington, D.C. to block Republicans from advancing new voting laws through a special session of the legislature. And Governor Abbott said that he will have them arrested and hold them inside the state capitol until they get their job done. And the Texas House of Representatives voted to send law enforcement to arrest the lawmakers for fleeing the state. So the governor said he was going to do it. It was even voted upon in the House that they could do it.
Yeah.
And this slacktivist armchair cuck decided he could come in and say, no, because I said so, that's why.
Uh-huh. And he got slapped out.
He just got smoked.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, they need to start some administrative violence against that judge and get him the fuck out of there.
Oh, yeah. get him off the bench. He clearly has no idea what the law is.
And most people don't. Well, I'm not going to cover it in detail here, but most people do not realize how easy it is to just wreak havoc against these judges because they are elected.
Yep.
And they are subject to all of the happy horse shit of what that entails.
Mm-hmm. It's good times. So, yeah, this is what we say.
Yep.
You get involved on the state and local level.
You can change shit.
You can change shit because most of the laws that affect you on the daily are not federal. They are state and local.
Yeah, and to be honest, if you have a governor and they have laws of the state and all the governor has to do is say, hey, federal law enforcement, fuck off.
Yep.
We're not supporting you. Good luck.
And yeah, that's about it right there.
That's it right there.
And with that being said, we're going to move on to Pop's favorite graphic.
Here we go. God damn.
Dad, I'm scared.
God
Never
damn.
gets old.
Nope. Here we go.
This one isn't even, it's not so much a lump of vomit, but when you get to the photos, because it's almost like a bait and switch. Woman 31 with the world's biggest female mouth reveals that she had to prove she'd had no surgery and could naturally open it 2.56 inches before bagging the Guinness World Record.
You figure 2.5 inches doesn't really seem to be that big.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you don't think it's that big until you see the photos.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that big if you're soliciting female companionship and you drop trow and she starts giggling, then it's not that big. But when you're talking about somebody's man pleaser, so I'm just gonna say flat out,
she looks pretty good.
she's pretty good. She's cute. I wouldn't kick her out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
But then, horror show.
Well, I mean, that's just it. Is the pictures there? Remind me of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That it looks like she can unhinge her jaw like an anaconda.
Like a snake.
Yeah.
She can unhinge her jaw like a snake to take some snake.
This woman, she'll swallow you whole. No shaking, no tenderizing. Down you go. That's what I think of when I see this.
Jesus Christ. That looks a lot more like if you look from the top teeth to the bottom teeth.
I know.
That looks a lot more than 2.56 inches.
That woman has no trouble brushing her back molars. I'll tell you that right now.
I was just going to say that.
And I guarantee you lay that woman on her back and hang her head off the bed, she could deep throat a Peterbilt.
Well, I mean, she's got the initial opening for it.
She really does.
You really don't know what the throat yogurt dispenser will do once it's in there.
Even like world-renowned Ornpay kings, like you stick one in there, she's like, whatever, I can still talk and enunciate. I got room for your friend. Move over.
Yeah, no.
Don't cross the streams.
Hey.
It would be bad.
It'd be bad. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, God. Whoa, I didn't even see this. She shoved a whole sandwich in there.
What
She
is
shoved a whole sandwich in her mouth at once.
Oh, good for her.
Oh, that's what she looks like after I'm done with her. Damn. Oh,
What
man.
is that one?
It gets even worse. Oh. It's like William Tell if he was a pervert.
Wow. You can put a pool ball in there.
Yeah. Holy
It's
smoke.
insane.
It really is. Oh, wow. And when she smiles.
Well, I mean, the smile is, it is what it is.
That's just funny.
That's just nuts.
On her chin. Actually, no, she could probably fit the nuts and the shaft in there.
Yeah. All the way up to your belly button. So, just out of curiosity, how many people we have watching right now?
We got 626 people on YouTube. Thank you all very much.
Smash
for
those
tuning in.
likes.
Smash the likes.
Come on now.
We currently have 93 viewers on D Live. We got 53 over on Twitch. 0 on Roxy too, because it's not working. Wah.
Damn it.
And 65 on Odyssey. I actually don't have MGTOW up because I just have their stream window. So,
All right.
but I can check it out in a bit. Not going to be a problem. And Manosphere.tv is up and running. So if you guys want to sign up for an account over there, it's free. And due to the fact that Reddit has recently jettisoned all of the, I guess, safe spaces for
The Red
people
Pill
going,
MGTOW.
yeah, the Red Pill MGTOW dudes going their own way. Amr struck while the iron is hot, and he has already created a forum on these sites called MGTOW Cafe. This is where you guys can go and exchange funny videos, news articles, talk smack, get advice from each other.
Yep.
It's good times.
Yes. That's good shit right there.
This is not good times. Disney employees arrested in child predator sting operation, and
no one is surprised.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my God.
Bottom line of this one here, 17 people from across Central Florida have been charged in Operation Child Protector, a 6-day undercover investigation into predators held by multiple agencies. According to Polk County Sheriff's Office, 16 suspects are from around various areas. One was a visitor from L.A. Among these suspects were several employees from Disney World.
Oh, shocker.
Shocker, yeah. You want to sit in my lap?
Oh my God.
Mommy, what's that in Goofy's pocket? He's just happy to see you, honey. We're just going to go over here. Oh, and by the way, Goofy, it's a small world after all.
Oh my God.
Yahoo!
Oh my God.
Is anyone shocked, though? Just like the headline says, is anyone surprised?
No, no.
Knowing what
I
Disney
mean,
is pushing on our children now? Ugh.
I mean, they're pushing the drag queen story hour.
Oh, yeah. The summary from the sheriff in this case really just hits it right on the head. Sheriff Grady Judd is his name.
All right.
And what he had to say was, these are nasty, nasty, nasty people. Yes, 3 nasties.
3 nasties.
Tri-nasties. It's the nasty trifecta. And when we go through this, we understand that obviously we can't even use the words they used.
Wow.
Hinting at disgusting, sordid nature of the alleged crimes. We obviously can't show you the pictures and the video clips that they sent to what they thought were 13-year-old girls and boys.
Oh, my God.
And here's probably the most disgusting part of it all here.
Here we go.
Actually, there's 2 things here. Oh, here we go. One suspect is named Kenneth Javier Aquino, employed as a lifeguard at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Judd said that he left his pregnant girlfriend to go what he thought was going to be bedroom antics with a minor. The sheriff noted that he was dressed in his work clothes when he came to meet his suspected underage date. He's a Navy veteran.
Oh, my God.
He was working around toward a dive team or SEAL team or some other kind of special ops job. They did a background check on him and found that he had friends or affiliates that were gang members, so they tossed him.
Huh.
Well, I'm just going to say good call.
They tossed him.
And there's another one.
Oh, here we go.
Another suspect was HIPPL-HIV positive.
Ooh.
And said that it was his intention to have unprotected shagnanigans with an underage girl, though he did not say which suspect has the disease.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit you need to die over.
Yeah. 48 separate felony charges are being levied against this group, along with 2 misdemeanors, and 9 of the suspects already have criminal histories.
Yeah, that 9 is not getting out of jail ever.
No. And if Disney hired any of those convicted felons, and if they had something like this in their past, and it's not going to look good, but I guarantee you we'll probably won't hear about it.
Well, the thing is, if Disney hired a convicted felon that did this kind of stuff in the past, and something happened to a child on the resort while this dude was working or shortly after, he was working, or they could prove this is where this perpetrator met the victim.
Yeah.
The victim's family can have a field day on Walt Disney over that.
That'd be good times.
It would. And they're hurting for cash because their movies are not working. People are abandoning the parks. People are not watching, the Disney Channel?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting hammered with lawsuits left and right, and so they should.
They're getting sued by their own actors.
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson was promised a back-end deal. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of dudes out there who would love to give her a back-end deal. And I'm just saying, this particular one entitled her to a portion of the grosses from Black Widow.
Yeah, I know.
So when they pushed it out to Disney Plus, they cut her off from all that revenue, and she is pissed.
And the actor from Cruella is thinking of suing.
Emma Stone, yes.
Yeah,
right.
and I think who's the guy who was The Rock in the WWF?
Dwayne Johnson.
He's having a hard time with him too. I don't know if he's going to sue him or not, but yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
What's Disney going to do when a lot of the top tier actors are like, "Fuck you, we're not working for Disney." They're not working.
Exactly. What are you going to do?
And what are you going to do?
You going to piss up a rope? Maybe they'll actually start making good movies for a change.
Maybe. I doubt it. Well, I think we're beyond that now. I really do.
Yep. They are beyond help, just like the governor of Oregon. And this one...
before we get in here.
This is lump of vomit if I've ever heard it.
This is how you pack prison systems and create an uber peasant class.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you do the following.
Oregon governor signs bill removing reading, writing, and math requirements for high school kids. Why? To help students of color. Okay. How is not teaching reading, writing, and math to students of color helpful?
Yeah, it's not.
Wow.
Like I said, you're setting the stage for failure for all of those kids who don't have to read, write, do math. I mean, the world is not a kind place. Okay? And we, right here in America, in the Western world, we live behind, the safety of 5 fences.
Gosh.
But if you can't read or write, I mean, life is tough.
Yeah.
It's even tougher for stupid people.
Yeah, just go ahead, take that anchor of equity and just lasso it around all these people's ankles. I'm sure they'll thank you for it.
Wow.
Kate Brown. To the people out there in Oregon who happen to be watching, I sincerely hope you did not vote for this vacuous, insipid pile of garbage.
Let me get, she's a Democrat.
Shocker.
Shocker.
Although she was quiet about the bill, Governor's Deputy Communications Director Chuck Boyle told the Oregonian that suspending the reading, writing, and math proficiency requirements would benefit students of color, while the state comes up with a new equitable set of graduation standards.
Yeah, this whole equitable bullshit. Either you make the standard or you don't. Period.
Yeah. How is graduating without knowing how to read, write, and do math?
Could I help you?
How is that going to set anyone up for anything other than failure?
It's not.
It's just
wow. Okay,
wow.
so their feelings are not hurt in the short term, but in the long term, you're being ultra mean. So you're being short-term nice to be long-term mean. It doesn't work that way.
Uh-huh.
You have to be short-term mean to be long-term nice.
Absolutely. You know what? I remember, I think it was the first season of Lost. It had to be the first season of Lost because Boone was in this scene. John Locke runs into Boone in the woods and he shows him a bug cocoon. And he specifically points out that it's a moth cocoon. And he's like, this moth is getting ready to emerge. There's a little tiny hole in the top. You can see that it's struggling and it's trying to find its way out. Now, I could help it. I could use my knife and open in that hole and the moth would be free. But then it would be too weak to survive. This is what you're doing to these kids. You're making them too weak to survive. So what do? They have to turn to gangs and other sorts of bullshit and carry guns around with them because they feel like they know that they are not meant to hack it in the real world.
Or they're going to sell drugs.
Yep.
Because it's easy money.
Mm-hmm.
Let's face it.
Yeah,
you don't have to be an evil genius to sell drugs.
Nope. You just have to be an evil genius to profit off them. Like the U.S. government.
Ooh. And here we go.
Oh.
The pinnacle of tonight.
The pinnacle of
and
tonight. Should we read a couple of super chats before we jump into the...
Yeah, we can handle
the Cuomo sexuals.
Yeah, we can handle a few super chats. Let's do this.
All right, we'll jump on. We'll just read the YouTube ones for now. We'll jump into the rest of them later because the rest of you get to see the whole show. Yeah, Will Dog Jones, he's a new guy. I haven't seen him before. With a $5 donation. Will 3 drunk girls and some guys be on Locals? Bar none, your best video, and brought back some barracks memories. Oh, yeah, your Lair video.
Yeah.
That's the origin of the more phallus.
Yeah.
We're still on YouTube, so I can't say cock.
More touching of the D. Aka.
Yaka! Crazy Uncle with a $5 donation. Hey, you prostate pokers. That's a go. Write that down. That has to go in the brain.
Oh, my God.
And while he's distracted.
Oh, you bastard. That ain't even funny.
So you know, anime has been ahead of the MGTOW movement by a decade. Do you want examples?
Yes.
It gets weird. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Red Ranger, it's morphin' time. Just learned as of September 15th, the Poke and Smoke is going to be mandatory for service members. Deploying soon, been in 11 years. I guess I'm done.
Yep.
I don't blame you. Do your time, get the hell out.
Listen, man. You can always... if they're going to be mandating shit like this, you might. It's probably come to the point where you have no choice.
F them in the A.
Just get the fuck out.
F them in the A and don't play.
Yeah.
Evil Zombie Toe. The jab is going to be made mandatory for the military. I think there's an echo in here. If I refuse, I lose my warrant. If I comply, who even knows? Dude, WTF. Or Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Well, first of all, stick with the entire stream. We're going to be talking about the Poke and Smoke.
And we have a video for you guys on the new tech stream. Oh, it is 6 minutes of pure genius ownage.
It's a fucking beatdown, man.
I'm surprised it's actually still allowed on Instagram. That's where I downloaded it from.
Well,
but now that I've said it, somebody over at Zuckerberg Enterprises is going to pick their head up out of his, robotic lap and be like, "Oh, we can't have that. Deleted." And then you're done. Cabragoon Cabulous. Hey, welcome back, good sir. 1999. Hey, guys. I hate to start off like this and change the subject. What's Pop's feelings on Afghanistan? I'm both sad and pissed on what's going on there. I never served, but I can only imagine what you're thinking about it.
Well, I'm going to be honest. What's happening there is exactly what everyone has predicted what was going to happen.
Yep.
I can't tell you the amount of frustration that I have actually come across from soldiers who were there on the ground trying to train a standing army from the Afghan people themselves to basically, protect and basically fight back, keep the Taliban at bay.
Yeah.
And they literally, they were completely worthless. So in my opinion, the people of Afghanistan deserve exactly what they're going to get, which is a whole bunch of stonings, people being pushed off buildings. They're going to be executed in mass, and I don't give a shit.
And we're done.
Yep, there you go.
It's just pathetic, honestly, because, Trump brokered the deal to pull out of there in May.
Yeah.
Right? Biden, strictly for political reasons, because he didn't want Trump to get the credit, decided to push it to September, knowing full well that it would piss off the Taliban, encourage a whole bunch of insurgency and bullshit, and then he would have no choice
doesn't-
but to put more people back in there. And why? So that they can blame it on Trump and say, well, he shouldn't have brokered the deal. It was premature. It was obviously rushed and Orange Man bad.
It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same outcome.
Yeah.
It is exactly what's going to happen. I mean,
that's why he should have just left it
Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, all of the stands are the armpit of the world.
Yep.
Okay, they're not quite shitholes, but they are not good places to be.
That's why I call them Cuckaforniastan and Canuckistan, is because they are shitholes.
That's right. And like when Afghanistan first kicked off, I got to see some of the gun footage and some of the footage from teams who actually went out and surveyed battle damage and stuff. And in the beginning, when you had all of these fighters hanging out in these mountains, and they dug whole caverns and everything, they have a vapor barrier bomb, which basically on a missile flies right down the opening, sprays this fuel, detonates it, and literally you just saw like anything that was near the top or even down quite a ways, because once all of that air was destroyed or consumed in the explosive force, it created this hyper like vacuum, and literally you'd watch like 100 bodies just fly out of the opening, and you're like,
Damn.
oh, they're all dead. They're dead. And that happened all the time. And and you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Afghan is yeah. I mean, if the Chinese want Afghanistan, good luck.
Yeah, go right ahead with that.
It's going to turn into another quagmire for them, just like it has. The only army that successfully went through Afghanistan was Alexander the Great. And he went through there. He didn't even hold it. He just kind of went through there because he wanted to fight over in India.
Damn.
So.
Well, I mean, makes
just
sense
so you
to
know.
me. Just so you know.
So you know.
722 people over on YouTube. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Han Solis with a $15 donation. 2.56 inches. That would hold a lot of king dongs, eh, Pop? Are you jealous?
That's a good burn, bro. Quality burn.
Chocolate cream pies.
No, thank you. Quality burn. Quality burn.
Quality burn. Wadley225 with a $10 donation. Pop, with the Taliban taking over Afghanistan as U.S. forces withdraw, what exactly did we accomplish there the last 20 years? Afghan forces don't seem to be able to handle the Taliban. Oh, and by the way, genital cysts!
All right. Now, I just covered that before. The Afghan army, we've spent 20 years trying to train these people. We gave them all the equipment, weapons. They just don't care.
No.
So now they're going to get what they deserved. They're going to get absolutely dominated by the Taliban. It's not going to be pretty, and I don't give a shit.
Well, it's going to be exactly like what would happen here in the event of a Boogaloo scenario. You've got an army that is trained by Americans but relies on supply lines. So all the Taliban has to do once the U.S. actually withdraws is cut off the supply lines, and then you defeat the Afghan army by attrition.
That is a valid argument. And they also want to know what was accomplished.
I would say fuck all.
No. What was accomplished was a massive transfer of U.S. tax dollars to the hands of private companies.
Amen to that. Yeah. A lot of people who had their hand in the demolition of 3 specific buildings in New York City on a specific date where some people did some things. Yeah.
And
if you want to know who actually has their hand in shit, just follow the money.
Well,
that's all you have to do.
Is every year there's trillions of dollars that just disappears into the defense funds, and we don't know where that money goes. That needs to stop.
Amen.
I mean, listen, I totally understand. We have to spend money to maintain a cutting edge technology. I got it. But just for God's sake, keep some goddamn accurate records or the goddamn money's going.
Yes.
It's not that much to ask for.
It would be nice.
If in any other industry, if they say, hey, I want to look at your books, and you're like, what books? You're going to jail. You are going to jail.
Or it's like that scene in Independence Day. Well, you don't actually think they spent $30,000 on a hammer, $20,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
Of course not. But still, you can only pad so much. I mean, it's insane. You know, and I have read that entire report that was put out by, it was like 1,000 architects and engineers in regards to the impossibility of what happened during 9/11 as per it was put out in the news.
It did not happen the way that they said.
I'm sorry.
No way.
There is something going on there.
They've actually
that has
wiped mainstream media reports where commentators actually said while it was happening, this looks like what a demolition looks like.
Correct.
They scrubbed all of it.
Yeah, I've seen all of that stuff.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people out there are going to get mad at me like, Popp, I know you're a conspiracy theorist. Listen, I deal in logic and I deal in reason.
Yeah.
All right. And from what I saw, something happened. So there was something going on. Now, my gut is telling me that the two main buildings were designed, something was put in place to make sure after the first attack that almost blew out the foundation. Because think about it, one of those World Trade Centers, if it comes down, is going to smoke all kinds of people in its footprint.
Yep.
I personally think there was something in place which allowed the girders to be weakened, so when it finally, if it had to come down, it fell down into its own footprint, and you only lost the people in the one building. I'm totally cool with that. If that's what happened, if they said, hey, look.
It was a failsafe.
It was a failsafe, and good. I got it. Just tell me. I'm totally behind that.
But we know that what actually happened was somebody saw an opportunity to turn this into a symbol upon which they could rally public support behind a gargantuan transfer of wealth that would butt-fuck us for generations.
Correct. And, the thing that gave it away is Building 7.
Yeah.
Nothing touched that building. I think one floor was on fire.
Yeah.
There's absolutely 0% chance that thing came down of its own accord.
Oh, no. How do you explain that? Chuck Norris sneezed. Fuck off! That's not how that works.
And then, the amount of energy that you would need to melt the amount of steel that kept the base where all of the wreckage was, literally burn your feet hot if you were in the wrong shit, because they're walking on basically molten slag.
Yeah.
And then that stayed molten slag for 3 or 4 weeks.
And
you're not getting that from jet fuel.
No, jet fuel does not do that.
You're not getting that from jet fuel. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
We were off in the weeds,
all right,
so
sorry.
we get it. All right, we're going to go back in here to the chats really quick, and then we're going to talk about the Cuomo-sexuals. Ohio trucker won with a $100 donation. Holy
Thank you.
cow.
Thank you so
much. Lucas update. Thanks to everyone who gave advice about the situation I'm in. My sister came over last weekend and wanted me to be a male role model for him. On a side note, my 3 Belgian Malinois,
Malamutes?
Malamute? I don't know. Malinois is what it says. Lucifer, Panther, and Patton have been guarding him for 3 hours. All right.
All right, good. Dogs do that.
Dogs are good, yeah. Dogs are really tend to be pretty good with kids, for the most part. Tony Soprano, $2.99. Did you get my email on vitamin B3?
I believe I did. I do take a lot of vitamin You saw the supplement pill.
You mean your bowl of supplement cereal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I take a lot of supplements.
It's a meal.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take supplements anymore. It's a meal.
It's a meal.
It's a pill a meal.
Yeah, it's a pill and meal. I've been cutting back since I got sick in the past 6 weeks. But
Okay. Stephen Ortiz has a Latino POC. FUBAR that equality bullshit.
yeah,
Damn.
listen, the equality that I want to see is there's a starting line. And if you want to step up to the starting line and compete against everyone else, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
They should not say, no, you can't even step up to the line and compete because of this.
The dog's pronounced Malinois. Sorry.
Okay, Malamute.
All right. Parabellum with a $5 donation. Yo, Pop, Hubbard's Military Supply in Flint has a big-ass banner for the 425th if you're interested. Stay alert, stay alive, and God bless.
Company F425 Lurs Airborne Infantry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that was one of the best units I've ever been in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. You'll have to tell us some stories.
Well, the thing is when I went to Iraq with this is a company of basically paratroopers. Now, when you're in the Q course, you have 13 to 18 people if you're running heavy. And then you have you have an engineer, you have commo, you have weapons, you have medical. That's it. When I deployed with the 425, I had guys. One guy was a physics professor at Cornell University. I had two actual medical doctors who did not want to do medical shit. They wanted to sling lead. And I'm cool with that. I had probably 24 contractors, a couple masons in there, whole bunch of heavy wheel mechanics. I mean, I had all kinds of expertise to fall back on. And the Army looked at them and said, oh, they're just some bullet throwers that fall out of airplanes. Until I'm until I'm trying to do these convincing, contracts or quotes. And I'm like, does this look right? And they're like, oh, no. Rewrite the stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll have them submit this. And, But, it was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable amount of expertise you get from the National Guard troops that you don't get from active duty troops. And yes, the active duty troops could outrun my guys for the most part.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, okay. And you're being corrected. Malamute is not Malinois.
All right, whatever.
Just saying. He said, get your dog shit together, Sergeant.
Okay. Sorry.
Cross Stuff with a $55 donation. Thank you so much. Have you considered the utility of bicycles in a post-shit-hits-the-fan scenario?
Yes. In fact, the guy who watches this show, Pat Waxdaddy, has created his own group of tactical bikes.
Ah.
Like the kind you can fold up and throw in a backpack. They weigh 11 pounds.
Heck yeah. We did have him on the show.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
This guy's a fucking genius. I mean, there's just no way around it.
No luck with Red Pill Married. Haven't heard yet, but Hammerhand is actually working with us now. He actually wants to physically come up here to the studio. We're going to be working on that. I am going to reach out to RPM again.
All right.
Veteran Reloaded 88 with a $10 donation. Apparently, they're going to threaten court-martial for refusing the poke, but I call BS.
Okay.
If it doesn't have FDA approval, then they technically can't.
Well, listen, court-martial is not as easy of a thing as you would think it is in the military. All right, yes, you can get court-martialed for a lot of shit, but you really got to screw up really bad before they do that to you.
Yeah, and for this sort of thing, where I'm sure the commanding officers also feel like it's probably bullshit.
Well, I'm going to be honest. All it's going to take is like half, even 40% of everyone in the military says, not doing it. We're going to do court-martial 40% of the ranks? No, you're not going to.
Because that's how
And
you institute a draft and the world's largest spread of unplanned teenage pregnancies in the history of
But
the
the thing
world.
is, one of the things that pissed me off when I went in is like I enlist to defend my country and serve my country, and I get treated as a guinea pig.
Yep.
Fuck that. Fuck it. That's bullshit.
How was that anthrax vaccine, by the way?
Fucking sucked.
Crazy Uncle with a $20 donation. In anime, for about 15 years, most male characters will be scared to boink the hot girls. This is due to over there, if you marry or knock up a woman, your life is now 80 to 120 hours a week just to give money to her. It's called the Death March.
You're talking about in Japan?
Yes.
That's why a lot
Hentai.
That's why you have a lot of the grass-fed people. What is it? The men in there that they don't want to get married, they don't want a job, they don't want to participate. They're just done because they've watched their fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers
MGTOW.
work themselves literally to death.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Ugh. Red Pilled Mo with a $24.99 donation, and all he has to say is some beer money.
Excellent, thank you.
Excellent. Yes, I drink real beer.
Uh-huh.
So I got my Oktoberfest. It's
No.
August.
Yeah.
I look forward to this every August. I always get myself a couple of 12 packs of Oktoberfest.
Okay, whatever. I just like Quim with lime in it.
Yeah, Quim with lime. Yeah,
Quim with lime.
Quim drinker.
Shut up.
Estrogen monkey. You esoteric estrogen assaholic.
Suck it.
Suck it. Crazy Uncle. Example 2. 7 years ago, an anime had a governor that made perversion illegal in an anime. Wow. In the first scene, a woman claims to be touched on the butt and mad that she was stopped from extorting money from him. Money or jail. Anime's ahead of the curve, man.
Yep.
Woo. The Bacon 545. Is this what this is supposed to look like? Is not a question you want to get asked in the doctor's office or in the bedroom. I'm just saying.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Just like you don't want to hear uh-oh or oops.
Oops. Yeah.
At any kind of medical procedure, uh-ohs and oopses, not a good thing.
Not good. Cross Stuff again with a $5 donation. Thank you. That's great to hear. Appreciate your first donation and your second one, sir. Tony Soprano, $3.99. Message retracted. Daryl Smith, once again, thank you, Popp and Blake, for all you guys do. My daily therapy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we are basically posting daily content.
Other thing is we got to get people out there spreading our stuff around.
Spread it like
we are literally getting smothered to death on the vine by YouTube.
yeah, spread it like come swallow a heels up, pull my Harris's thighs. Metal Man 2013 with a $5 donation. Thank you, sir. Ohio Trucker 1. My dogs are ex-military and very well trained attack dogs.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of attack dogs.
What?
Doot-doot.
There we go.
Oh, actually, you know what? There's a couple things that I missed.
Oh, okay.
I always hate to play just the tip, but
All right.
I'm just saying. I hate to miss out on anything because I can never miss an opportunity to make fun of Corey Bush.
Dr. Dan Stock,
What
5777
the
West
edge is
7 North.
this?
I have no idea what
You go away.
why,
But nobody wants you.
why is there a thing?
I have no idea. That shouldn't even be there.
Okay. There we go. You fucked it up.
That's coming up later. We're going to get screwed. All right. Congresswoman Corey Bush. 7 years ago today, Michael Brown Jr. was shot and killed by a police officer in Ferguson. He was only 18 years old. We love and miss him. Where?
Didn't we do a whole show on this?
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, the positive way to spin this is that it has been 7 years since he last committed a crime. I mean, he tried to take a cop's gun.
All right.
And since then, he has learned his lesson, and he's been lying low.
Listen.
6 feet under, to be exact.
I watched that whole thing, right? Number one, the cop that was involved in that thing had absolutely no business being there by himself. He should have had 2 or 3 other people there for backup.
Yeah.
All right. That was a big kid. He's like, what, almost 7 feet tall or some shit?
He's a big kid. I don't know if he's 7 feet tall, but he's a big kid.
All right. Because here in the United States, we hire all of these 30-pound brain individuals that can write reports. Good. They can write reports. But guess what? When you get out of that car, you better know how to throw the fuck down.
And that dude
Didn't.
did not.
Because, that was a big kid. If I was involved in that, I'm pretty sure I could have, gave him some good body shots, swept the leg, pushed him on his ass.
Yeah.
You know.
And none of that would have prevented him from voting Democrat in the last election. Ah! Suck my ass.
And I hate to see anyone get killed. I really do. I don't ever want to there's a few people out there. If they were to get whacked, I would definitely have an espresso with
your
some
beat
vodka.
on sight list.
There's some people, but as a general rule, I don't like to, be glad people got killed.
Well, yeah, it's not good form. But all right. Speaking of people who should get killed, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo resigns amid his little schmexual harassment scandal. Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah.
And I think that given the circumstances,
Wait, pause it.
the best way I can
Pause it
help.
real quick. I hate that dude's voice.
So do I.
I hate it. Okay.
I hate snakes, Chuck. I hate them.
And I think that given the circumstances,
How did anyone actually find this dude attractive? We'll get to those videos later.
Yes.
the best way I can help now
The best way I can help now is by running my finger down your booty crack, and then I'm going to take a little sniff.
is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Fuck
'Cause
government.
you have not been governing New York properly since you started.
Unless mass murder counts.
And therefore, that's what I'll do. Because I work for you.
I work for you.
And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you. Because
I totally can't tell that he's reading off of a, wait for it to scroll, fucking teleprompter.
as we say, it's not about me. It's about we. Kathy Hochul, my lieutenant governor, is smart and competent. This transition must be seamless. We have a lot going on. I'm very worried about the Delta variant, and so should you be.
No.
But she can come
I'm
up.
sorry.
It's less deadly, so why should we be worried?
I'm not. I am not. I am done. I am done with the whole COVID bullshit.
We're talking.
It doesn't scare me. I've already had it, and you know what? It's just stupid.
He is a real piece of shit.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. They need to do a recall for the lieutenant governor. I mean, they need to recall everyone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure. I don't. The lieutenant governor. Fuck her.
If he picked her, she's probably just as corrupt as he is.
Absolutely correct.
And this next part here, you're going to love this. This is the actual AG's report. And yes, as always, at the end of this stream, in a pinned comment on all of the platforms, you will find a link to redonkulous.com where you can go and just scrounge your way through all of these sources.
Now, I'm going to be honest. This report here looks very, very close to a U.S. military IG report.
Yeah, and this is 168 pages long, so obviously we're just going to be touching on the highlights here.
Yeah.
Executive summary. We, the investigators appointed to conduct an investigation into allegations of sexual harassment by Governor Andrew M. Cuomo, conclude that the governor engaged in conduct constituting harassment under federal and New York state law. Specifically, we find that the governor harassed a number of current and former New York State employees by, among other things, engaging in unwelcome and non-consensual touching, as well as making numerous offensive comments of a suggestive and sexual nature that created a hostile work environment for women. Our investigation revealed that the governor's harassing behavior was not limited to members of his own staff, but extended to other state employees, including a state trooper on his protective detail and members of the public. We also conclude that the executive chamber's culture, one filled with fear and intimidation, while at the same time normalizing the governor's frequent flirtations and gender-based comments, contributed to the conditions that allowed the harassment to occur and persist. This culture also influenced the improper and inadequate ways in which the executive chamber has responded to allegations of harassment.
Ah,
Wow.
it's a whole bunch of word salad for he's an asshole.
Little bit. But this one is my favorite right here.
Oh, here we go.
Trooper number 1, early November 2017. The governor briefly met a New York State trooper, trooper number 1, a woman at an event on the RFK Bridge. After meeting trooper number 1, he spoke with a senior member of his protective detail about seeking to have trooper 1 join the protective services unit. For the purpose of this stream, we'll call it the penile servicing
Is
unit.
it a male or female?
It's a chick, bro.
Chick, bro. Okay.
I just said that.
I'm sorry. I'm bad.
The unit of the New York State Police that is in charge of protecting the governor and works in close vicinity to him. Trooper 1 was hired into the penis servicing unit despite not meeting the requirement to have at least 3 years of service to join the PSU. In an email to Trooper 1 shortly after the event, Senior Investigator Number 1 noted attaching a vacancy notice with a 2-year service requirement as opposed to 3. Haha, they changed the minimum from 3 years to 2 just for you. Of course.
Yeah, that's not too fishy.
And after that, touching, running his hand across her stomach from her belly button to her hip, running his finger down her back and saying, "Hey, you." Or in his voice, "Hey, you." Kissing her and only her on the cheek in front of another trooper.
Oh, my God.
Making suggestive and gender-based comments, including asking her to help him find a girlfriend and describing his criteria for a girlfriend as someone who, quote, can handle pain.
Yeah, mister, he's got his nipples pierced.
Yeah,
Shut
nipple
the fuck
McTwerky shit pants.
Yes.
Apparently.
Get the hell out of here.
Asking her why she wanted to get married when marriage means that your sex drive goes down.
Well, he's not wrong there.
Nah.
He's not wrong.
Well, he's wrong in regards to my marriage.
Oh, whatever.
You don't want to picture it because you know my wife. You're like, I gotta get the pictures out of my head. I gotta fuck about it.
Hey, don't talk like that. Man. I don't want to hear it. Ah!
Oh man, but that was my favorite. That was my favorite out of that. And when you actually get to Cuomo's own testimony, all he basically said was, "I would have to be nuts to do that here in the governor's mansion in front of all those people."
So what he's doing is what I've seen 100 times in the military. He threw down a bunch of sand. He's doing a soft shoe
Yep,
to try to like shift blame
that was
and get
weasel
himself
words.
out of trouble.
He even after this came out, he denied it. He called it quackery, whatever the hell else. And the only thing that actually never came out of his mouth in all of this testimony was an actual denial.
I did not do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if you say, "I did not do it," and then it turns out that they have videotapes and corroborating evidence, guess who's going to jail?
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Weh? Oh,
And believe all women.
yeah, believe all women.
Yeah,
In
believe all
fact-
women.
In fact, believe them so much that when they come out and try to ruin your political career, just send your aides after them to dig up dirt on them. Because this isn't fishy at all.
No, that's actually par for the course. Hillary Clinton did this to virtually every accuser that came after her husband.
Oh, exactly, yeah. This is part and parcel of the Democrat playbook. You
Yep.
circle the wagons, and then you send people after your opponents to find dirt.
Yes.
It's quite disgusting, actually. Cuomo's aides allegedly called in at least 6 former employees looking for dirt on his first accuser, Lindsey Boylan, according to reports, and it was coordinated by his top aide, another woman, Melissa DeRosa.
Darosa.
I wonder if she has the Mexican boobies that you like so much.
She probably does.
Probably.
Juicy.
Ex-staffers say they felt intimidated by the calls that came just days after Boylan first made her claims on Twitter in December. Wow. Just
Okay.
amazing.
Well, wait. Did she brought it up on Twitter, but she didn't go to the cops first?
Are you shocked?
Well, yeah. Well, no, I'm not shocked, but listen, if you're going to do something like this, you report it to the authorities first, and then you put it on Twitter.
No, I understand that. From what I understand, though, in the 160 some odd pages of the AG's report, there's actually detailed explanations for the apprehension that these ladies had for going to the official authorities. And from what I understand, all of that was weighed in when they made that report.
Fair enough. I stand corrected.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, feel free, guys. It's 168 pages of legalese bullshit that I really don't care to dive into face first to understand. But
we will put a link in the description
it's there for you.
so you can get it yourself.
It is there for you.
That's such bullshit.
It is quite outstanding. And of course, the memes are already out there. And you know what? We have a picture that you guys can meme. So I'm just going to put this up right now here. Caption this.
Yeah. Look at the turd cutter on that one.
Andy's like, Bill, I bet I could reach over and run my finger down the crack of her ass before you can. And he's like, that is so 1992. Because if you look carefully, you can already see where the cigar is hanging out.
No. It looks like they're looking at something that's being auctioned on Epstein Island. and they're like, well, I don't know. They're all like determining how much they should bid.
Yeah, I know. It's like trying to guess the number of jelly beans in the jar, except this time you're trying to guess their age.
Yeah, now listen, if you're a woman and you decide to work in that field and you willingly do it, that's your business. But there was a lot of younger kids that were like farmed out and recruited for that shit. It's disgusting.
Yep. Oh, Canine Companion has a good one. Look at the shitter on that critter.
Yeah, turd cutter.
Turd cutter. And of course, what did Biden have to say about all this?
Of course.
Oh, he did a hell of a job, and I respect his decision to resign.
Disgraced governor did a hell of a job.
He did a hell of a job.
He did not.
A hell of a
The
job.
guy was a piece of shit. He should be charged for genocide. He destroyed the economy of his state.
Yep.
They're in such debt, they're never going to get out of it.
And that really brings us to something that really should be outraging everyone about this whole incident, is that the one thing that brought this piece of shit down were the feelings of women. Mm-hmm. When what should have brought him down
is this?
Were the 15,000 people he murdered in cold blood.
And that's a conservative estimate.
Yes. Cuomo's aides altered nursing home deaths report. Health Department confirms they omitted 9,250 deaths from the report.
I'm going to be honest. There's probably more.
Probably. That's just what they omitted.
That's what they omitted, yeah.
There are some that I'm sure that they couldn't get rid of because you can't get rid of all of them. Well, then none of this ever happened. We're just going to sweep this over here. Let's put it under the rug. No one will check.
Some governments in the world do try to sweep it under the rug. And
China.
That never happened.
China is asshole.
Uh-huh. Like the whole genocide in Cambodia.
Yeah.
I mean, they denied the whole thing.
I mean, this dude knows that he is basically a genocidal maniac. Mm-hmm. And he's getting away with it. And this is probably the thing that pisses me off most of all. U.S. won't investigate governors who ordered nursing homes to accept EIU positive residents.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So if you actually thought this guy was going to be held to task for his real crimes against humanity, sorry, it's not going to happen.
You are correct.
And the same thing goes for, who is it? Phil Murphy in New Jersey, Wolf in Pennsylvania, Newsom in California, Whitmer right here in Michigan, responsible for over 40% of the official death toll. Not a single one of them is going to see a day in prison.
Nope.
If it were you or me,
we're hammered.
We'd be buried underneath the jail.
But you see, like, this is the underpinning of the problem I brought up that is motivating Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and a lot of the basically discontent in our government.
Yep.
Is we have police officers, we have judges, prosecutors, and lawmakers who are virtually immune from violating your constitutional rights.
Yep.
They do it at will, and there's fuck all you could do about it. People are getting sick of it.
They don't care. And the thing is, because he got away with this, I guarantee you that was actually partly responsible for his other behavior.
Correct.
Because he thought he was completely untouchable.
Absolutely correct.
Was like, well, I just got away with killing 15,000 people. I can totally goose this chick's butthole.
Yeah. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Every single time.
I wonder what Fredo has to say about this. You think he's just like putting his head in the sand and trying to forget that it's even happening?
I hope he loses his job too. I hope they flush the entire family right down the tube.
Well, we already know that he faked having the EI.
Yeah, and he got mad. He got pissed off at the guy for calling him Fredo.
How dare you actually call me out for my demonstrably fake behavior? How dare you?
How dare you?
But it wouldn't be Grunt Speak Live if we didn't smash on Hollywood at least a little bit for this shit.
Yeah, you got to do it.
On this week's edition of That Certainly Didn't Age Well,
Here
Governor
we go.
Cuomo was awarded an Emmy for his masterful EAU press conferences. So the guy who deliberately murdered 15,000 of your grandparents and tanked the economy of his entire state, forced I don't know how many small businesses into bankruptcy, and now wants EAU passports in order to actually patronize these businesses that are just now beginning to reopen.
Now this Emmy that's an award for
Television.
For acting?
Acting. Well, not just acting. You know, it could be for editing, production design, things like that.
Okay.
But it is a television award. Quite outstanding, yeah. And of course, around this time, President Cuomo was trending during the pandemic. New York governor is praised for his crisis response and is dubbed the real wartime president over Donald Trump and fellow Democrats Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden.
You can't even make this up.
Just drink it in. Just drink it in. The dude who deliberately mass murdered 15,000 plus people. Hashtag President Cuomo.
You know what? My ESP is telling me it's somewhere north of 40,000.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it at all.
I mean, because think about it. You move people into a rest home.
Yep.
They start dying of the coof. As those people die from the coof, who gets moved in there? More rest home people.
Yep.
So the coof just travels around inside that retirement facility forever.
Yeah.
So everyone who dies from the coof after that, there is a case to put those deaths at the feet of Cuomo.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yeah. So yeah, anyone who has hashtag President Cuomo in their Twitter history, you might want to delete that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The internet's forever, so good luck with that, but I'm just saying.
Are you going to play that clip of Shorts?
Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta see that.
Because Holly Weird never gives you a shortage of cringe.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Hashtag Cuomo-sexuals unite.
Celebrity crush right now? You are Governor Cuomo.
Do you think that you are an attractive person now because you're single and ready to mingle? Do you really think
Oh, my God.
you are some desirable single person?
You are well-liked among the ladies. People
Gay ladies.
knowing that
How
you're
old
single.
is he now?
Cuomo? He's in his 50s, I think.
Huh. Okay.
But I'm just saying, I mean, he talks like a 13-year-old BG candidate for the revival tour with his nuts in a vice.
Okay.
And they think you're good-looking. And
Like the author of this op-ed entitled, "Help! I think I'm in love with Andrew Cuomo.
I called your brother Chris. He also said that, now that you're the love gov, you kind of transcended politics. And
Ben Stiller, you look like shit.
now you're just part of really more, you're more of like a national sex symbol.
I heard, though, that you had a crush on our boyfriend, Andrew Cuomo.
Dude, everyone does, right? I think he's fantastic.
It's okay. These feelings are perfectly natural. Many Americans experience moments of being at least Andrew curious, if not fully Cuomo-sexual.
Trevor, you call yourself a Cuomo-sexual, and I agree with you. I feel
that is a man who has more than his share of king dongs in his mouth.
You're probably correct.
Not to be confused with our stunning and brave co-host.
like I'm a Cuomo-sexual too.
Some people call themselves Cuomo-sexuals.
And there's a group of women who came out and they said, we're falling in love with Cuomo.
Getting ready for my boyfriend to come on TV. Ooh, we wake up together every single morning.
Isn't that the chick?
Who the hell is that?
It's Chelsea Handler. This is someone who cannot stop trying to force her tits on everyone.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry, you have smashed through the wall. You've come out the other side with nothing but plastic surgery and a set of tits to show for it. Stop making us look. No one likes it.
Me and Andrew Cuomo. Ooh, there he is.
Could Andrew
You know, instead of arrows, it should have been a bunch of penis.
Cuomo be any hotter?
That would have been funny.
That's what I'm doing in quarantine. It's just me and Andrew Cuomo, just him telling me what to do. And I like it.
And I said, well, yeah, everyone should
God.
be a Cuomo-sexual in that way.
You know, knowing
God damn, that's just my God, that's cringy.
Knowing Jada Pinkett Smith, it wouldn't surprise me if she actually got her tonsils buttered.
Yeah,
by Mr. Cuomo.
Listen,
sexual.
I feel bad for Will Smith.
And of course, he's looking down. Hey, down there, does that feel good? No, this is my speaking voice. They make it sound deeper on TV. Where are you going? Come back. Damn it.
What are you gonna do?
Hey, fame ain't everything, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. So with that being said, I think it's time to read the rest of the YouTube super chats before we go to new tech.
Let's do it.
And by the way, Andrew Cuomo, this one's for you.
Stop, man, bastard.
It's what I do. I'm sure that Andrew Cuomo, would love a few of those in his mouth, all at the same time.
Maybe.
Probably. I mean, just listen to him when he talks. That is a man who craves the taste, smell, and feel of penis.
Yeah.
In and around his mouth.
I would say you're correct.
Yes. Cuomo-sexuals. You're just changing the pronunciation so you don't have to say what's really going on.
Dude, that was terrible. Oh, my God.
Jail. Crazy Uncle. Example 3, anime coming out where the fertility rates have dropped to the point where the government will force men to marry and produce kids.
You can't force
Or you
men
got a
to.
work camp.
No, that ain't going to work out.
It's an anime.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's an anime. But they're seeing what's up. I mean, just think about what's going on with those propaganda commercials in Sweden.
Yeah, I know.
You really need to start sleeping with our women, otherwise we're all going to die. Why don't you tell your women to stop being such feminist whores?
Just think how savagely unattractive these women have become, where a man ignores his natural instincts. Just like, I mean, this is how bad it has to be for a guy to say, fuck that.
It's really bad.
That's got to be uber bad.
Terrible. Terrible. Oh, man. Metal Man 2013. My city is supposed to bring back a mask mandate this week. I can't take it anymore. These nuts consider me a pariah, but there's nothing wrong with me. You're right.
Yep.
And if you stick around for the new tech stuff, we'll tell you exactly all of the science that proves you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And they're 100% wrong.
Mm-hmm.
T. Greeny, some thoughts on Cuomo is that this is a double play to get the first female governor of New York in, as well as letting him dodge the nursing home shenanigans. Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
But
just because today the Department of Justice says they're not going to investigate doesn't mean down the road that, because there's no statute of limitations on death.
Well, because essentially they're the Department of Injustice now, because they willingly spied on a sitting president that they knew all of their intel was based on pure bullshit.
You're totally correct. And
So-
I would say probably the top 4 tiers left in the alphabet agencies probably need to get replaced.
Yep. And what's happening in New York is inevitably probably going to happen with the presidency, too. Where an unelected female official is going to be the first one in that position. She's going to be completely unelected and extraordinarily unpopular.
Correct.
Where's your sad trombone? You got it up there?
I think, I do. Here it is right here.
There you go. Carl Crump. Here is to Don Sucher, or Sucker, of Aberdeen, Washington, for standing up to a local tyrant. Oh, T-Tyrant. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
I know what you're talking about. Love your work, Pop. Please take it easy on your liver.
Okay. Working on it.
I mean, he's going to take that under advisement.
Mm-hmm. I've cut back a lot on the booze.
Allegedly.
No, I have.
9/23. Caption, I bet we could both fit in her mouth.
No. Maybe you and another dude, but not me. Sorry.
No, he's talking about Cuomo.
Oh, yeah.
Cuomo and Clinton. They could definitely fit in his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Both
Okay.
two in her mouth, especially if it was that chick with the giant mouth. She could fit both of them in her mouth and still sing an entire chorus of Don't Stop Believing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, jail. They'd have to fit 2 more cigars in there just to make her gag a little bit. The all-vowel opera hour does not exist with a woman that has a mouth that she can unhinge like Pac-Man.
A snake.
It is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Snake. Call me Snake. El Snows. Hey, guys, would you go munging with Cuomo? Oh, God!
God
No, but I would give him a pack of Starburst.
Look.
After Pop shoved them all up his ass.
No.
Just to make him eat your shit, bro. Just saying. Joe Sapiens with a $10 donation. No amount of Starburst can compare to the Cuomo sexual sugar honey iced tea. Oh, it's terrible. All right. To the 741 people who are currently watching on YouTube, now is the time to make friends with new tech, because after Pop and I take a short little piss break, we're going to be joining you there to talk about all the verboten subjects that Susan doesn't want us to talk about.
Correct.
So, yeah.
We punching out?
We're punching out for now. We'll see you on New Tech, and suck a dick!
Ah!
What up? Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, bar,